Many people in the West categorize Buddhism as a pessimistic philosophy, largely because its starting premise is that life is suffering. Translating this ancient concept as a religious dogma obscures its original function, a systematic method for navigating reality. These four noble truths are the steps of an ancient diagnostic framework. This sequence utilizes the same diagnostic logic found in modern strategic planning, identifying a current inefficiency and designing a technical roadmap to eliminate it. To understand how this blueprint works, we can split it into two distinct operational phases. First, the dark side, which involves a rigorous audit of what is broken. Then, the bright side, which focuses on executing the solution. Mastering this analytical method allows you to systematically diagnose a crisis rather than just enduring it. It shifts you from a state of passive burnout into a position of active control. The process begins with step 1, recognizing the problem. In business, organizations commonly accept massive inefficiencies as just the way things are. We often do the same in our personal lives, accepting deep dysfunction as a normal baseline. The blueprint calls this dukkha. While often translated as suffering, it specifically refers to the friction or dissatisfaction we feel when things aren't working. Solving this friction requires a clinical, honest acknowledgement that the current state is broken. Once the problem is acknowledged, you move to step 2, identifying the root cause. If you only treat surface-level symptoms, the underlying pathogen remains active, and the problem will eventually return. This gap is the origin of the friction, occurring when internal expectations diverge from reality. The root cause is craving for the world to be different. Tracing this friction back to craving and detachment acts as a root cause analysis, pinpointing the exact psychological origin. Without this objective diagnosis, self-improvement is just a temporary bandage. You have to find the source of the internal friction before you can effectively dismantle it. We then move to the bright side of the framework. Step 3, defining the desired state. Before applying any fix, you must establish a clear vision of what success looks like. This phase is built on the premise that problems are impermanent. It defines the goal as Nirvana, a state where the mind is free from that internal friction and is no longer reactive to stress. Bridging the gap between current dysfunction and that future state requires step 4, implementing the path. This is the strategic roadmap that connects the diagnosis to the solution. This roadmap is the eightfold path, grouped into 3 buckets. First, wisdom focuses on upgrading your internal logic and auditing cognitive biases. Second, ethics stabilizes your outward behavior to prevent new friction. Third, mental discipline builds emotional resilience, training you to remain stable under pressure. The disciplined execution of these 3 operational pillars creates the optimal internal conditions for a stable, resilient mind. This framework offers a shift in perspective. It moves you from being a passive victim of your circumstances to being the active architect of your own psychology. This process requires confronting what the blueprint calls defilements, the enemy of clear thought. When we allow greed, anger, or delusion to cloud our judgment, we lose the ability to see the path forward. This blueprint is universal. The same steps used to resolve personal anxieties are equally effective for navigating high-stakes friction in a professional environment. If you are facing a challenge right now, start with the audit. Have you truly acknowledged the dysfunction, and do you understand its exact root cause? Next, look at the execution. Have you clearly defined what success looks like, and do you have a structured daily routine to move toward it? Using this blueprint to navigate modern crises reinforces the fact that no obstacle is permanent, providing a structured path to build lasting mental stability.